You know, I feel like that's the same way energies is. I mean, I can look at my brother and feel my pawpaw's energy and feel my pawpaw's spirit.
Right.
And he long gone, you know, so
yeah, energy, that it's that purpose that now it's deeper than that flesh, that vehicle, like you said. Like that vehicle, it has a time on it. That purpose, when your purpose it lasts, it's your legacy.
Right.
It lasts. It endures through time.
Indeed. A little bit about, I mean, how he died though. How y'all feel about the way it went down?
It was tragic, and it was just disappointing from a cultural perspective, man.
Right.
We was all, you had the conspiracy theorists.
I was gonna ask y'all that, like, do y'all believe it? Because you know, half the black culture say the government did it.
Nah.
Another half of the culture say
what y'all think?
Gang violence did it.
I ain't gonna say it was gang violence. I mean, because they're both for Crips, right?
Yeah.
But so it wasn't really. That was just I mean, because we don't know what words were exchanged before it happened, so it's still all speculation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know, what we got love for Nipsey, but we don't know what was said to that man to trigger him.
True.
To like, bro, I'm about to come and smoke you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it had to be some heated words. It just wasn't nothing just polite and.
Unless the conspiracy
theories
be, are right, bro.
Right.
For somebody to get, like, I mean, people die for simple stuff. You know what I'm saying? People get killed for, like, the simplest of things and the simplest of arguments. People get killed through jealousy. People get killed for misunderstandings. You know, like, I don't know. I don't necessarily think that it had to be a heated argument for death to be gone.
I mean, it might not
to be hot, you know what I'm saying, for it to be heated.
It might have had to be something that was disrespectful to that man. I mean, it's all speculation.
Right. Yeah.
But it happened.
Could also been an opportunity for that man. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
The people who believe that the government is behind it see it that way, that he had an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get a check for this. You know what I'm saying? He's had some type of incentive that the government is behind. I feel like, man, regardless of what you blame it on, man, it's still an institution. It's still a system at the end of the day. If you blame it on gang violence, that's a system. And then if you blame it on the government, that's still a system at the end of the day. I feel like we give the government too much credit, man. Everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like black people can't be successful. We get a government credit for that. They Illuminati if they get successful, and then they die. We get a government credit for that. The government killed them. Like, dang, can we not do nothing on our own? Like, we can't be successful on our own. We can't be failures on our own. We can't do nothing.
The mind's been conditioned.
Yeah, we've been conditioned. Period. To just, I think.
Like I was having a discussion. Like, it's always, and it's that competitive nature that I think a lot of times is like doing the most damage, bro.
Right.
Like, it can't be that everyone just can't be great at the same time.
Right.
Everything, it's always some type of separation.
Why is that though? Because that's not. I mean,
that's a condition.
Society.
Like, some people say, go back to the Willie Lynch theory. You know what I mean? I just think it's been conditioned that way through society, and you know, once you just keep repeating the thing, eventually it just become normalized behavior.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, things just become normalized over time. It just evolves.
Is there a way, I guess, is there a way to, because you're talking about like the crab in the bucket mentality that we all can't come up and we all can't, it ain't enough resources out here. And that's probably coming from the fact that we live in an environment with scarce resources.
That's part of it, but then, like you say, all right, why can't just LeBron and Kobe just be both great?
Right, yeah.
Why we can't watch an Empire and, Power
at the same time.
Why we just couldn't watch both shows at the same time? It's like it always has to be one. Such and such is the greatest hustler that came out of the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's always a competitive nature. Like, it just can't be like we were just all legends.
True.
You know,
I think just as a black man, our way of giving back, we have to ascend before we can like shower down and be blessings, because we coming from the bottom. And so if we're trying to rise and trying to bless and trying to hold on to these tangible things, they're gonna be weights unless they actually gas going into the tank. Not everybody is gas in your tank.
Right.
Most people are weights, and so you I think the way we look at it is we got to build our team, and then our team ain't really our way in.
Right.
As a black male coming from the bottom, you have to ascend first, and then when you get to your highest point, that's when you
Come
back and get back. I feel.
Right.
Yeah, but I feel like even it's hard enough trying to make it, but you feel like even being like me being a local artist, I feel like I can't share the same local fans with the other local artists. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
if somebody's even being local artists, somebody got to be the best.
Right.
Like, why is we local, bro?
Yeah.
Like, why somebody got to be the best out of Statesville? You know what I'm saying? Like, we local. Like, why are we still?
And I think that's just the nature of us, bro. We
Like you said, it's about that cloud.
Yeah.
Who doing it?
Right.
Why
Who
would
doing
I-
it the best?
But why is that so
We're
important?
real
Because
competitive, though.
it's just that important.
We want to be the
people.
greatest, and that's been man's fall since the beginning of the time.
Wanting to be the greatest and wanting to.
So
go.
is that like?
Wanna be
So
God,
would you
bro.
consider that like a sense of like insecurity?
I do, bro. That's what I was gonna
Right.
say.
Yep.
I do think it is
Right.
insecurity, bro.
Yeah.
I do think it's
Yeah,
insecurity.
I feel like that's always insecurity, feeling like I need some type of approval
Right.
in order to be considered or make myself. Because really, you lying. You trying to convince yourself that you're great. If
Exactly.
you already feel that you're great,
You ain't gotta
I don't
say
need
nothing.
your approval.
Right.
Your approval.
Indeed, indeed,
True.
indeed.
But being great does come with work, though. So
Exactly.
that work towards becoming great, that may be where that competitive nature is, because you looking at somebody greater than you, and you got a base. You can only see as far as you can see. You can't see past greatness
Right.
that you don't see. Like if you see somebody greater than you, that's the most greatness you know. So that's probably where our trying
But
to.
if you ain't looking at what somebody else doing and you focusing on your own plate, you won't have to worry about who's the
Right.
great. Because in your
Indeed.
mind, you already great.
Right.
Right.
So you need to be focused on what you got going on.
I totally agree.
Right.
So then it again falls back to what we was talking about last week. It's all about perspective.
Right.
You know, it's funny because I'm reading right now. I'm reading Creativity by Osho, and Osho is a Indian guru, and he talks about how we accept approval from people who have to prove that they are lesser than we are in order to give us that approval. Like we only in order for somebody to call you pretty, then they have to be telling you that they look better than themselves before you to call somebody else pretty or to say they look good. You know, when somebody tells us that, it puts us in a place above them, and that's why we accept it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if compliments, I guess if compliments were mutual or even, like if my compliment for you didn't put you on the pedestal but made you even for me, made you I guess equal to me, well, we want compliments as much.
But why would it place you higher though?
Right.
Because a lot of times people say you're so intelligent or you're so smart.
Yeah.
And I think when you say that, it comes from, I think, you kind of admitting that they smarter than you. You smart. Like, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You put them on a
Yeah.
pedestal. You place them higher than you do.
You're right.
But it could be they just consider you
Right.
smarter,
Smart
intelligent
person,
than the people that they deal with.
Or the average.
Right, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking the smart and the intelligent. I'm thinking the smart and the intelligent person accepts. They take value from it from a person that thinks they're not as smart. Like the fact that I value that and you don't think you're as smart as me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're judging me higher because your standard is lower, but I accept it. Especially if I don't think I'm pretty. Like if I don't think I'm pretty and you tell me I'm pretty, then you have a lower standard to me. But then I accept your lower standard.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's deep, bro.
Right.
Perspective.
Yeah. Definitely.
Man,
Yeah.
and I agree with it.
You
For
know,
real,
like,
bro. That's kind of
I mean, I don't think it's always just send somebody better than you.
that's
Giving a compliment. I feel
Yeah.
like compliments come from a equal standpoint.
Or you haven't confident in yourself enough to give somebody a compliment.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's
You know
what
I mean?
that's what I
Like,
think it
if
should
your boss
generate
man
from.
called you in and say, you're doing a great job, or I feel like you are, very outgoing, blah, 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 blah. Like, this your boss man, so he see that in you to give you the compliment.
So giving
to
credit
let
where
you
credit
know.
is due.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you are a naturally pretty person yourself and you tell somebody else, oh, I think, you look real nice today.
Bosses know how to give you compliments in a way that keep you employed. You know what I'm saying? Like, bosses know the way to give you a compliment.
So it's about
Right.
So is it about intent?
Yeah, bro. That's exactly what it is. A compliment is your intent.
Is your intent?
Yeah, you either intending to
Is it some?
Make
It's got to
them
be
feel
some type of
better
intention
or-
behind it. Like, okay, like somebody might say, "Man, you pretty," might be because I'm crushing on you. Then another person might be
True.
like, "This girl don't believe in herself. Let me tell her pretty to boost her confidence."
Or somebody else might just say you pretty because they think
You just
pretty.
think you pretty. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's an intense. I mean, intense.
But I guess their standard of pretty. Like, we know that pretty is a spectrum, right? And we know that pretty is a spectrum for everybody. And we know that it's a different spectrum for everybody. So for you to give me a compliment saying that I am pretty, like, that really means absolutely nothing unless you know my standard of pretty. Unless I'm just going to accept your law for life. Unless I'm just going to accept what your definition for pretty is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I think,
honest, he gotta sit back and think about it for a minute. He trying to put this in perspective.
I think,
you got
say,
to, man, because that's what it's all about.
yeah, I think Beyonce is pretty. That's my standard for pretty.
Right.
And to me, I'm not Beyonce. Or, okay, I'll put it in male perspective. I think Denzel Washington is handsome. That's my standard for handsome. I don't think that I'm Denzel Washington, so I don't think I'm handsome. But somebody else comes and tells me that I am handsome. I still don't think I'm Denzel Washington, but now I believe I'm handsome.
So what you saying is levels to this thing.
You know what I'm
Definitely
saying? I feel like at the end of the day,
Levels to this.
in order to accept the compliment, you got to also accept the standard for the compliment. And we don't always know that standard for the compliment.
Right.
And a lot of times, the person who's giving that compliment standard for beauty is lower than yours.
I think that's the problem, though. Trying to figure out what the like.
Right.
Just take it for what it is and keep it rolling, bro. Whatever. Like, hey, you think I'm pretty? Hey.
Appreciate it.
I mean, it's still up to me to believe it. There's some people might not need your approval. They don't need you to tell them they're pretty. They already. Somebody might respond, I know I'm pretty. You know what I'm saying?
That's going too far.
And then you might still tell another person I'm pretty, and then she might be like, well, I still don't think I'm pretty.
You gotta show some gratitude.
Right.
Say thank you. at
But
least.
some people say if they don't believe it, like, what does it mean? It doesn't mean anything.
I feel you, bro. Speaking of pretty, though, Alicia's out here set to make people as fly as she can possibly be.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? With her new, well, it ain't new, but her clothing line and her designing. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Just go ahead and give us your drop before we ask you some questions about what you do in the States, what you're doing in the community, what you're doing for us, what you got for us, what your product is.
Well, my clothing line basically just, something that I just started out. Like, I go to the mall sometimes. So it's like, I want this dope coat.
Right,
but sometimes you can't find what you're looking for in
Right.
the mall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, half the time when you go to the mall, like, they ain't really got what it is that you're looking for, depending on what your style is.
Or
Right.
what your body like. You know what I'm saying? You got a fat old ass and they ain't
or anything. So,
they got nothing to cover them hips. I feel you.
it's all types of things. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to make me a coat. Like, what I'm looking for, they don't sell it in the store. So I'm going to make it. So, I mean, that's how I initially started.
Okay,
And,
is your are you designing mainly through like logos, or you a seamstress? You sewing stuff together? Or you get
I hope to be a seamstress one day.
Okay.
I just started out like in 2014. I just made a coat and I shared it on Facebook.
Okay.
Next thing you know, I'm making outfits for kids' birthday parties.
Right.
And then the next thing you know, somebody's telling me like, you need to start a line. So I actually hollered at Honest. And he drew me I told him what I wanted my logo to look like.
Wow.
And he drew it for me on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I remember.
Wow.
I
And
took
that
the
was
piece
the
of
beginning
paper,
of both hours.
right.
That was the beginning of my designing.
I took that paper and put it on a sweatshirt. Before I knew anything about PDF form or anything. Yeah. Like, nobody gave me any insight about that. Right. Yeah. So he did that for me. Like, so, you know, as time went along and I learned a little something, I got with somebody who could make that design in PDF form, which is what the geniuses wearing today.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Yes. And he shot with me, like, he showed me a lot of love. Like, he did that. So, I mean, it went from making kids' outfits to putting logos on T-shirts to, you know.
So you think the support came before the passion? Did you always have a passion for it? Or you maybe just for fashion?
I always had a passion for fashion.
Okay.
Right. But, you know, I didn't think that once I made this coat in 2014 that it was going to go so far. So once, you know, I seen how far it was going to go, you know, I did grow to have a passion for it to actually give it a name. Okay. So.
Tell us about some of your favorite designers or some of your favorite clothing brands out right now.
Oh gosh, but my favorite, one day when I get big, I'm gonna be able to buy this. But like Coco Chanel, that's like my inspiration. Like I'm more like a classic type of person. You know what I'm saying? I want to cater to like urban fashion. Right. I hope to see my stuff one day in Zoomies and, you know, I can see it in like a DTLR, something that's like different. Right. I don't want nothing that's just basic. Right. I don't do basic.
Right.
Basic ain't up my alleyway.
Indeed.
So, you know.
Mine neither. So my question, how did you come up with the name?
Fetish, because like I feel like everybody, when you put your clothes on and you know you looking like something, and you go out and they be like, oh, where you get that from? You just become a fetish because they want to know what can they do to achieve that look. So I want everybody, when they put their clothes on, to feel like they a fetish. Like somebody is out there looking at your style. They got to have it.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's how it came about.
All right, so what's your next moves? What you got in the making right now?
Well, I have a best friend, Shakia Fraley. Shout out to her.
Shout out Kiki.
Shout out Kiki. So I had got with her, like, we go back and forth about the fashion stuff all the time. So I'm like, bro, like, I got this going on. I've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? If I ever need a answer to a question or, you know, some insight, I'll be like, bro, what you think about this? So I'm like, on the back end, you know what I'm saying? When I get on, of course you going to be on, but at the same time, you need to do something that's going to complement this. Right. So I'm going to do the clothes, bro, and you get the accessories. Right. That way, whenever we get ready to get all our stuff together, I'm going to style them with the clothes. You going to hit them with the accessories. And boom, we going to kill it.
Yeah, building a community.
So,
it's about, though. That's exactly what we're here for.
Corporate lifestyle.
Yeah, we're trying to take it over.
Okay, and 5 years. 5 years, where you see yourself? 5 years.
5 years, I hope to be like.
Give us a 5, 10, and 15. Give us a 5. No, 5, 10, 25. Yeah,
we're going to have this storefront in Georgia.
Okay.
Called Fetish Luxe Boutique.
Ooh, okay.
We're going to be styling people, the celebrities, blah, 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 blah. You come in here, you're going to get a whole experience. We're going to style, listen.
Yeah. What's going to be your niche, though? What's going to be the thing that brings people to your store?
Because it ain't nothing basic, it's different. First of all, if you know what I'm saying, if you ain't into different things, then you're not going to have no niche for our store. Right. You got to have a niche for not wanting to walk around looking like everybody to even, you know.
So exclusivity, you going to be exclusive.
One of my viewers right now saying that she would like to purchase a sweatsuit.
Hey, it's lit.
Look at that.
Miss Melissa Shuford. I don't know if you friends with her on Facebook.
I don't know.
Hey, but we finna link them, connect.
She said she would like to purchase a sweatsuit.
Well, hit me in the inbox.
That's what's up.
I'm with it.
So that's how they can find you.
What would you? Some inspiration for the upcoming designers
What would you tell them? How to get started?
Basically, you got to do your research. You got to research your products. You got to research your prices and compare and contrast. And before you put anything out there, you need to, first of all, word yourself.
Right.
Okay.
And see what kind of response you get, the quality. You just can't be putting nothing out there with your name on it that ain't no good.
Right.
So I say, do your research. Don't try to rush nothing, but at the same time, you gotta stay consistent.
Okay.
All right, and
I heard you.
My bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I ain't mean to cut you. You off genius?
It's all good. I forgot.
You
my
good?
question.
I heard you tore up the fashion show that they had a couple of weeks ago. How do you think? How was that experience? And how do you think that experience helps any kind of local designers?
That experience is always a good thing. This was our second year doing it. In which the first year, which was last year, I done it by myself. And this year, like I said, my best friend got her line going. So, I was like, bro, we got to do this together. So I think that it does build a platform as far as like getting your business out there for people to see, and to see your creativity, what all you offer. I try to have a range. That's why I do the kids as well as the ladies, which I do. I feel like my logos are more masculine.
Okay.
So I do want to cater to men as well. My shirts are men's shirts. Like, believe it or not, I wear men's clothes.
Okay.
It's more comfortable for me. Like, I don't want to be stuffed up in something all the time. Like,
and I gotta say, man, like we went to school with Lisha.
Okay.
And Kiki, and they were like trendsetters stuff. I'm gonna tell you to this day. To this day, a lot of these girls will be wearing the J's with the jeans and shit. Kiki Fraley started this shit, bro. For real. Believe that, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
And
like
believe
they
it or
whole
not,
crew,
she don't even wear J's no more.
Nah, like she was the first girl I seen rocking the boy tennis shoes with the jeans, and she started that job.
Yep.
Believe that. She was a trendsetter, bro.
Trendsetter.
And they whole crew. You know what I mean?
Trendsetter your whole life, man. I feel it. I feel it.
Believe that. They crew. Yeah.
I think what Levin was gonna ask you, how do they get in contact with you about your your content?
How can they find you?
They can hit me up on Facebook, Alicia Gillon, or you can follow me on Instagram. I have 2 separate pages on Instagram. I have a personal page and I have a business page, which either one is fine. Fetish Boss, as well as Fetish Stylez Apparel.
Okay.
So, far as like the website and all that stuff, I be getting started.
Okay.
And then,
Yeah.
But see, with my line, I offer so much different stuff, and I try to customize stuff to where it's like hard for me to just make a website to put it in the box because it's like somebody might need like jeans. Can you make me such and such colors to go with these shoes? And I'm the type, I do like to cater to my customers.
So you're doing a lot of commissions.
Commissions,
custom work.
I love custom work. That way you really ain't got to be worried about walking around looking like
so. I guess that's your MO. You really trying to have people looking exclusive, not looking like everybody else out here.
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Because we are living in a trending time. And everybody dresses and look alike. So we do need some originality.
Exactly.
Speaking of trends, listen, one trend that you hate right now, a trend in 2019 that it makes you sick to your stomach. What one trend that you see on social media that you just like, every time you see it?
I don't know, man. It's like I'm getting a little older, so how like when you was young and your mama and them be like, "What are y'all talking about?"
Right.
Like I be looking like, what are they even talking about? Like, can we say like some realistic stuff here? Like, I'm telling you, I do hate that no cap.
No cap.
Hey, nah, bro.
I'll be honest,
That
I
ain't
still
true.
don't know what it means. Be honest.
Like, if they
What
mean
do
they not
Hey,
telling
can y'all please
lies,
tell me
like,
what
no
it means?
cap.
What does it mean? What does no cap mean?
No cap.
They ain't lying.
Like they ain't lying, yeah.
They ain't lying.
cap.
Why
You're
you
not
just
lying.
can't
Okay,
say,
say
bro,
I
I
ain't
ain't lying?
I guess same as why you say for real, or no doubt, or for play.
It's more self-explanatory. No cap.
I don't know what
But
maybe
what's the cap short for?
You tell me. They just ain't
Is it
lying.
talking about a hat on your head? Is it like
They don't know.
Maybe the hat on your head. You put a hat on your head to disguise yourself, and a lie is a disguise, or a lie is a false story.
boy, you reaching?
I'm just saying, no cap.
It's like
no
whenever you
disguise.
open your Sprite and then you drop your cap. No cap.
Man,
So,
listen.
no.
That's just that, bro.
I think I got a pretty good reason for why it's no cap, bro.
Why?
You take your cap. No cap means no disguise, no lie.
I
You
mean,
put the
I
cap
like
on to
that.
hide your disguise, to hide your put a cap on to hide your identity.
Okay.
Or the, so you say no cap. I'm telling.
I'm telling the truth.
Or
No cap
if
means
you on the boat,
you
you ain't going nowhere. Cause you ain't got no captain.
Because you ain't got no.
Because you ain't got no cap.
When
You
my
ain't got no
kids
cap,
in my
you ain't
class
lying.
line, I call them cap.
No, you. You ain't lying. No, it can't be.
That ain't what it is.
No, it ain't.
That's what I call my kids when they lie to me in class. I call them captain.
Oh my God. Don't teach them kids.
Captain
please.
University, it's connecting us.
Cap.
That's what it
Speaking of capping, that's a nice little segment into this next topic. Speaking of capping.
What's the topic? What's the topic today?
Right.
Is I'm wondering which one is worse, lying on your dick or kissing and telling?
Kissing and damn telling.
Which one's worse, to lie on your dick or to kiss and tell?
That's kissing and telling.
Kissing and telling.
Ain't that the same? Like if you lie on your.
Nah, because kissing
nah,
and telling is telling the truth.
Yeah, like I hit it, but I'm
True,
gonna let the world know.
Yeah, that's
that
telling
I
the
did,
truth.
yeah.
I mean, lying on your dick is just a bald
Right
faced lie.
then, yeah.
You're right.
I don't know though. Now that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think they both a little.
Right.
Both a
So you
little
ain't got no
fucked up.
business lying.
So you ain't got no
Being a
business doing
grown
neither.
ass man, first of all. But that kissing and telling, man, don't do that now. Do not do
You know,
that.
it's okay to it's okay to tell a few people, right?
Nah. Don't even tell your damn self.
Say don't tell nobody.
Mm.
say you take it to the grave with you.
Some things need to
But
be.
you know, they say you gotta let that stuff out. You can't just bottle that in. Like, it ain't that bad for you. Ain't that
They say a secret that's on
Stress.
with one. It ain't a secret if only one person know. It's only a secret when more than one person know.
Right. So
You know
we
what I'm
keep
saying?
It depends who you telling it to.
Who is it okay to tell to?
I guess
Like
it depends
your
on the
best,
secret, right?
Best friend.
I think the secret is the draws. You got pop. You got the draws. That's the secret.
Right.
You kissing. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I guess if you tell, how much in detail can you go?
It's a respect issue then, because then you got to be like, man, you can only lay down a little bit of details, because.
But the people you gonna tell ain't the people that's okay to tell gonna want the juicy shit. Like it's okay to tell
Right.
your homeboys. It's okay to tell your homegirl.
But is it really okay to tell them?
It depends on who.
Because I'm gonna
it
tell
is.
you now.
I think it depends on the girl. Yeah.
It might still be your homeboy.
You got to be solid.
But man,
Right.
but man, oh man, at the end of the day now, now you come up and tell, now you come up and tell some of them now, you be like, bro, the head game.
Hey,
Boy, yo.
So you
Like-
think that's
like
gonna
a
make dude go? You think that's gonna make dude go? But
Man, they gonna get curious now, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, they
Yeah.
gonna slide in that
Oh, yeah,
inbox and
definitely.
try like it's comfortable conversation and blah blah blah, and
Not
they
the
going in
bro,
for the
though,
kid.
man. Not
Yeah,
the
I
bro.
mean,
can't expect
it
that from bro,
depends
man.
on-
You would want that for your
Bro,
hey,
right, though. You
but
gotta-
it
yeah,
happens.
yeah.
I
though.
say your bro gotta be solid.
It
man.
happens,
You-
bro.
this-
And it
all
depends
that-
on your
that juicy
story.
stuff.
I mean, because if you put that story out there, like it's,
like
I gotta
it's
find out for my. I mean, if
It's
it's
top-notch.
right there for you, I gotta see if it's for me. You know what I'm saying?
we talk about standards again. Perspective. I need to see if
Yeah.
I perspective.
Like I'm just saying, like you expect them to be solid,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, man.
But do you refrain? But I feel like that's fair because if you refrain from telling your homeboy because you think your homeboy gonna try you, then I guess the loyalty or the solidness ain't there to begin with.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like if my reservation for telling my homeboy is my homeboy might slide in my DMs. If I got a reservation that my homeboy might slide in my
him in the first place.
I don't need to be telling him.
That's real.
So like I always feel like
I look at it like, but what if you ain't in a relationship with? Do it really matter anyway?
It shouldn't matter then. It shouldn't, bro.
Right. See what I'm saying? Okay, say this was just like your go-to. You know, you got your one. You go beat up on. You know.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. But it's no commitment. So if your bro do go slide up in it, what should it really be an issue?
Ooh, that's another question. I mean, I think.
Yeah, that's tough right
I just
there.
got cold.
If you feeling it, you gotta be like open to your boy, like, bro, this the one, bro.
Right.
Like, if you ain't even disclosed that to him, and then he end up slipping in y'all end up slipping in the same.
That's
What if it ain't even about her just being the one? You
It's
be
just like, bro, it's like. For
like if it ain't. I feel like if you ain't got no feelings for the chick, like if it's really just your pop, then you're not gonna care. Like that's happened. Only time I feel like you care is when
you care about her.
You care about her, or you had some type of understanding between the homies. You know what I'm saying? Like you spend time with your homies, and after a while, either y'all gonna tell each other who y'all hollering at, or y'all ain't gonna tell each other who y'all hollering at. You're saying you gonna put the nigga on notice that you slid in somebody's DMs, or you not gonna put the dude on notice that you slid in their DMs. I feel like that's where the disloyalty comes from, because if I'm telling you as my bro that I'm piping that and I'm hitting that, if you go and slide and without telling me, then like. To me, you disloyal at that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I don't really care and you come and tell me, bro, I'm finna slide, bro, go ahead and slide.
Because I feel you, because some things is already established. Some things we already know, like, bro, I'm hitting that.
Shit pop.
You know, I mean.
Community side.
I might. but you got, I'm just saying, man. You got. But a lot of these dudes, they do it for ego, though. They feel like I want to try just to see if I.
Fucking period is for ego. Unless you married and in a relationship and you trying to like manifest something through your climax. You know what I'm saying? Like we get super, super spiritual and you trying to like get a baby, you know what I'm saying? Get baby for you. Or you trying to manifest opportunities or money through your climax with your partner. Other than that, it really is just the ego boost.
Wani say if that's your hoe, that's my hoe.
Indeed.
He talking to you.
He talking to
back
me.
in the past.
She'll put you out there in a minute.
Yeah, that's the community hub.
Yeah, that's the community.
Treacherous.
Just crazy.
If it's established that it's the community, but the thing is about the male ego. The male ego, we hate admitting that we fail for the community help. So when that happens, you know what I'm saying? Like, if she the community help, and we done seen that happen. You know
that was
what I'm
my next thing.
She was the community help, but you fell for it.
Because somebody gonna get attached to. Somebody gonna get attached. It's gonna
She
be
gonna
that
put the thing on
vibe.
somebody.
That it might not even be her business. It might just be that vibe. Like sometimes with certain women, it's just be them chemistries, bro.
Yeah, bro. You gotta take that into consideration. I know we give the community hold that title, but like if we look in the mirror, a lot of us is community hoes, bro.
Indeed,
we giving
bro.
it to the community.
Indeed.
But
True, indeed.
I think she deserves a chance too. It just lets me know she know what she wants in life. Like Dre was
Oh
saying.
yeah, I'm saying like I definitely feel like I don't even like to call them hoes because I don't feel like there's a universal hoe number. So that unless you got a pimp, you ain't no hoe. You just liberally sexually liberal.
I don't know
because there's no.
I got a number.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But do you? If you have a number, what? Okay, let me ask you this. Big baby, what's your hoe number, big baby?
What's my number?
Your hoe number, yeah.
Ooh.
Over a 5-year spread.
Right, because then that's my next question.
Yeah,
how
over
many
time.
years? Like, because that thing, you got to talk about the time too.
Kiki, how many niggas you gonna let here?
I can't think of a whole number, bro.
I can give you. I'm gonna say 10 from in a 15 years span.
You can't.
You
do
a
that.
hoe, bro? No, bro, because that means you can't have 10 relationships.
I'm
in
talking about
15
from
years.
a woman's perspective.
You can't have
See,
10
that ain't
relationships,
fair, bro.
You
That
know
ain't
what
fair,
Wayne say? I wouldn't care if you was a prostitute.
But see,
That you hit every man that you
y'all
ever
two is
knew.
more. Your tool is more precious.
I mean,
Then
that's
I told
understandable.
Hell, bro.
But you gotta
Take
take
a
it.
beating, bro. That
Everybody
thing
be
can take a
young.
beating.
That's what I'm talking about. They think can take a beating, bro.
That ain't that fresh. That's tough. They got a tough
And
thing.
then they push then they push life out of that thing.
Right.
We put life in it,
And they
bro.
put life. We put life in it. They push life out. That
Big
thing
Daddy
really, really
ain't
tough,
trying to
bro.
hear none of this. Yeah.
We got a little more reckless on
He
this.
don't care.
I'm just
Boy,
saying.
I don't-
I honestly, I'm gonna say this. I honestly feel like. If
So what's your you got a number or you
I
don't
don't care about the number, bro, because I honestly feel like that is an insecurity of lack of performance. If you
Right,
care
right.
about
I
the
agree,
past, you really scared that you're not gonna perform now.
You can
like,
snatch
because
it,
at the
bro.
end of the day,
Like, if
I'm
you
your
really
next.
super-
That wouldn't be
Super
my
Saiyan,
issue.
bro.
Unless you worried about like
You gotta have superpowers.
after you get past HIV, that can be easily settled, right? After you get past that scare,
Right.
that can be easily settled. Like, what other scare is it? Because we know how the pussy work. At the end of the day, it's gonna work the way it worked, regardless of how many dicks been in it. The pussy gonna work, and
Right.
then it's also gonna work according to the partner. How the pussy works is according to the partner, and we know that too. So it really don't matter how many dudes she been with. She couldn't have been with that niggas till she been with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the I feel like
I see where you're coming from, bro.
you gotta.
I
When,
feel you.
when people
I
say
agree.
when you
I feel
judge the number, you really judging your performance. I feel like because like what do you care at the end of the day? Like if you know you finna show up, you know you finna like
Hey.
there's been a whole bunch of people on Coachella stage.
Why you
but
saying
Jay-Z
this?
still
I'm gonna
get on
hey.
Coachella stage.
Why you saying this now, women? If you listening, don't go out here trying to be no hoe.
Yeah. Do not rack it up. Don't rack it up.
Hey, listen. Cause he saying he ain't got no number. He thinking most cats don't care about the number.
They
Hey,
care.
most
I don't
dudes do
even
care.
ask. I don't even ask, bro. I don't even ask. It's not even something
I don't
I
even
ask
think
no
it's so much of the number, but sometimes it be that ego thing or that pride
Right,
thing. Like
that's
you
what
ain't
it
wanting
is.
to walk around with
That's what it
everybody
is.
done saying that they done
Yeah.
fucked your bitch.
That would be my issue.
That's the
like,
thing.
Yeah.
like, bro, why you, man?
That's
we,
what I'm saying.
man,
Nobody-
you know,
nobody
like,
wants to
nah,
wipe
I
the
can't-
hoe.
I
Nobody
can't,
wants to
I
wipe the
can't,
community
nah, I
hoe.
can't
So
handle
is it
it,
really
bro.
love,
I ain't gonna
though,
lie.
bro? I mean,
I'm just being real. Like I can't handle that. I don't care if I.
That'll be a snap between
Nah, that ain't gonna
you
work.
falling in love. But
But everybody done been with somebody that you
Right.
know. So I mean, like,
unless you moving out of state.
And unless
Right.
you don't, and if
Yeah.
you think,
where
and
don't
unless,
nobody know you.
Mm-hmm.
unless your standard is I must have a virgin, like nobody's touched you, an undefiled woman, can you really judge how defiled that woman is? I guess.
Nah, you can't judge.
You know what I'm saying? Like unless you say you can't be touched at all, because if she been touched by one person, okay, she ain't no hoe to you. But what if the dude that she touched 50 women
Right.
unprotected?
So you can marry a prostitute.
You gotta be dope, bro. She gotta be
Yeah, she gotta
Jamaican.
be dope, bro. I think I could
Boy, y'all
though.
lying.
I think I could. Though. Like while she was a
like
prostitute,
real- like
while,
a gypsy
like I could marry a
prostitute.
past prostitute,
Oh, psychic powers or something.
a past prostitute.
A past prostitute.
That would. I guess that would be selfish.
I mean, I went all of 2018. I was just attracted to strippers, so maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I got this liberation.
Because you stripping don't make you a hoe. Though.
I agree with that. I agree 100%.
Right.
I agree. I mean, I follow a lot of porn stars on Instagram, and a lot of porn stars on Instagram I'm married, and I know it's Instagram, but you know, they seem happy. I guess the husbands be in the Instagram pictures and laughing and joking in the hotel bedroom that they got paid for how they little scene.
How do you do that?
I'm about to say, how do you?
Now, like the woman's past, I'm gonna ignore the woman's past. But like you can't be no hoe while you with me. You can't be no prostitute
Right.
while you with me. You know what I'm saying? You can't be
Right.
selling that pussy while you with me. But what you did with that pussy before it became mine, that ain't none of my business.
Exactly.
Cause it
I
wasn't
agree.
mine then.
And what about this? That rolls into like polygamy now.
Come on with it, bro.
Oh,
Come on
hell.
with it, bro.
Like, bro,
Come on with it, bro.
like-
Honest, be honest. Honest.
So, is it cool? Wait, are you cool with just a woman with many wives and? not
No,
the woman?
people ask me. I think I know what you're going with that.
Not the woman can't step outside of that relationship. Like if the women, like if you is a man with 3 wives, the 3 wives are tied to that man. They can't
If
step
that
outside.
man is tied to them 3 wives,
Right.
I see it like if the man is tied to them 3 wives and those 3 wives are tied to that man and each other, I think I see it more so like a union. Like them girls can fuck each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they can all fuck me or they can fuck each other.
Right.
But we a union.
Else.
We ain't stepping outside of this union. Because
Absolutely.
if we,
Y'all don't know what they talking about. They talking about polygamy.
Yeah, polygamy. I feel like there's more accountability in the pack than there is in the partnership anyway. Because if I step out on, like if we're in the pack, I step out on 1. Now I got to fill the rap for 3 women when I get home. So now I have more incentive to be loyal to 3 than I would to be loyal to 1. Because I'm going to get the rap 3 times when I get home versus getting it 1 time. And then even, it's going to be harder for me to step out. If you got to make 3 women happy at home, you ain't stepping now. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't.
True,
and then
true.
think about how much detectives women are anyway.
Oh, hell
You
yeah.
living with
They
3
gonna fuck
FBI
together.
agents, bro.
Bro,
You living with, you can't do nothing. Yeah, bro. They got video surveillance. They
Y'all
got all
can
that.
have
It
that.
ain't working. Yeah, that shit ain't working.
You might,
Feel
like,
like
if you feel the need to have multiple wives, you might well just remain single, bro. And,
What's the point of marriage then?
Like,
huh?
What's the point of marriage?
I guess what's the point of marriage?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with somebody that enhances me.
Can 3 women not enhance you?
I mean, they can, but that's
It'll make you better. Can 3 women not make you better?
But why do you require 3 women?
I don't require 3. I kind of want 2. I'm gonna keep it hot.
Why you want 2?
I want 2 because I feel like the triangle is the strongest structure in nature, man. And
I'm trying to get an octagon.
I feel like the triangle is the strongest structure in nature. I mean, I got a plan for my family and the way I want to build, and I know it's gonna require a lot from me as far as like my grind. Like I'm really about this work. I'm really about grind. I'm really about putting, you know what I'm saying, putting the pedal to the metal. And I want a woman with me, but sometimes I guess a fear of mine is that I won't have the mental capacity to chase my dreams as hard as I really want to and give my woman the attention that she desires. So I feel like if I had 2,
I feel you on that.
I feel like if I had 2, they could entertain themselves. And they could I feel like I need 2 that like each other more than they like me. So they can be into each other. They can entertain each other while I go out here and get this money and chase my dreams. All I really need is something to hold on to when I get home and lay in the bed.
But you said them 2 off the market. Them belong to me.
Oh, them 2 is mine.
Yeah.
Unless you can take them from I don't really entertain fear. So like, and I've always been like that with women. Like if you can take my woman, bro, please do it, bro.
My friend Linda say watch Sister Wives.
Sister Wives.
Oh, Lord, that's...
I think I've watched a couple.
Yeah.
I think I watched a
I
couple
watched
of
that shit before.
it.
That's polygamy too. I ain't
Yeah,
watched
that's
that.
polygamy.
It sounds scary.
But I
Yeah.
think Sister Wives be more so. It'd be more. It's more so like a social thing, like it's a social norm, like Mormon. Like a lot of people are forcing that polygamy. The polygamy that I envision or that I
It's
imagine.
a freedom. It's a choice.
Yeah, it's more so
Yeah.
like I
Right.
find 2 girls that's already in a relationship and they both like me. So I'm just like, shit, I'll be both of y'all boyfriend. I'll be both of y'all husband.
A little summary of Sister Wives is this one guy, he married to 4 women, 4 different houses.
Oh.
4 different houses.
They all got at least 3 chaps, they said.
God.
So he's got a schedule to where he goes to A, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
Oh,
Tuesday.
this is too much, man.
Now, we gotta come
And
together.
he
Why
like
we
this.
just can't all live in the same house?
Yeah, why we just can't? That made me feel like the women don't like you. Nah, it's gonna be really, really hard if the women don't like each other.
Yeah.
Like the women, I feel like
We
every
gotta
woman is a
coexist.
little bit bisexual anyway.
And that's where they at right now.
You know what I'm
They
saying? Like-
they got some friction right now. Last time I seen it, they had some friction.
So if the woman can't admit that she's a little bit bisexual, then she ain't about that team up. I feel like every woman's a little bit bisexual.
So you need your
What's your
you need your woman
take
to
on
like
that?
women.
Yeah,
Is every woman a little bit?
Bisexual. Every woman's a little bit bisexual.
I mean, I think for the most part, but you have some women who really just don't like other women. You know what I mean? Like they not afraid to give another lady a compliment, but like they ain't want no parts in that.
Okay.
Some of
Not
them,
even no kiss.
probably not even no kids. Some women really do only want a man, but there are most.
Ooh, let me ask you this, because we know women can be consumed in their man and worship their man. Could a woman love a man enough or so much that she with it because he with it?
Hell yeah.
And how
That's
long
power.
and
That's
is that
powerful
love?
right
And we talk about perspective a lot, and how love really is just perspective.
If like a woman really love a man, she'd probably do anything that man wanted to do. Just to make him happy. Because, I mean, you just want him to be fucking happy. So why not?
And if he's happy, and you happy because he happy,
y'all the
all
fuck
y'all
happy.
all y'all happy.
And y'all working together as a team.
Y'all working together as a team.
For the greater good.
For the greater good.
Food on the table.
Everybody
I got
happy.
low cars
The
in front of
chaps
driveway.
happy.
Yeah, kids good, grow up together. Oh, baby, know they brothers and
That's
sisters.
kind of crazy. But, I mean, it happens.
Yeah, it does
Kings
happen.
did it back when they had capsules.
Oh, you better
I got a
definitely be a
4-bedroom.
king to make that happen.
Yeah, no doubt.
Indeed.
That's almost a village, really.
A whole village.
Working on.
Man, you did that. Are you really?
Huh?
Huh?
Am I really what?
Do you really feel that way?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Okay.
I do. Honestly.
And I think this one over here do too.
Oh yeah, I mean,
What's y'all signs? When your birthday?
October 9th. Luscious Libra.
Okay.
Lovable Libra.
When your birthday?
I ain't got no sign. But
You got a sign.
my birthday is in October. My birthday is October 26th. You're gonna say I'm a Scorpio, but that's just gonna be talking about my
Lord.
Earth sign, and that's really not talking about my life, I guess. I'm
Yeah,
just talking about my
I can
birthday on
see
the day of the
that
calendar.
Nah,
You know
bro.
what I'm
It's a commonality. It's a commonality. So.
Bro,
Because you got they like we got a lot of my friends are Scorpios, and y'all are a lot of like your own way.
Hermes, the guy who created that, where we got astrology from, astrology, numerology, all of that. Hermes, he's a Greek god Hermes. He wrote the Hermetica, and the Hermetica was a book that he was given to the pharaohs, and he was telling the pharaohs about astrology and numerology and all the stuff that we worship.
Talk to us.
And he told the pharaohs, he said, I'm giving you this book so you can teach the people, because if they don't learn to control themselves, the planets and the stars will control them, just like the planets and the stars control the ways of the trees and the way the trees swing. The planets and the stars will control the way that people move if they don't control themselves. So yes, we are subject to astrology, numerology, and the moon signs and all that stuff. We're subject to that so long as we're not in control of ourselves. But Hermes also throughout that entire book, he teaches the pharaohs, which is why the pharaohs were seen as gods in ancient Egypt sometime, because he was teaching them in that book how to transcend and not be subject to the zodiac, not be subject to numerology, not be subject to all of that stuff. That was the transition from, I guess that was the transition from being a regular person to being a pharaoh, or to really being a king, what they considered to being a king. So it was working for some people, if you let it, if you allow. I feel like the truth in our religion is the belief in it. At the end of the day, for something to work for you, you gotta
Believe in it.
Yeah,
That's true.
you gotta convince
I agree.
yourself that I'm a Scorpio. I mean, I say I'm a Scorpio because way I be in the bedroom, but other than that, that's the only thing I accept.
That's the only
What's
one
it? What's
he
it?
told us.
He accept that quality about it, right?
Right.
I'm gonna denounce everything else, but hey,
But
I'm definitely a Scorpio.
that's more so testimony.
yeah.
That's more
Little bear mix, boy. King Kong with a.
that's more so a testimony. That's
Come
you
on,
know.
man.
But I was gonna say about the polygamy thing. I think, man, it's an ego trip for me a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I'll accept that it's an ego trip for me a little bit. But I do also think about community, and I do think about how black and brown people are jailed at a disproportionate rate. It's a whole bunch of single women out here who are mad because they feel like there ain't enough men out here, and they mad because it's taboo for them to share one. So it's a whole lot of daddies out here who could be daddies to more than one, but it's taboo for them to be daddies to more than one. It's a whole lot of good men out here who could be good men to more than one, but it's taboo for them to be good men to more than one. So the system is already set up to split up the black family. The system is already set up to put us in jail and put them on government assistance. Yeah. Right. So if we're gonna make it a community, it takes a village to raise a child. Like the baby, if the child's dad is in jail, he's in prison, and I got me a girlfriend, and we got a kid. You like me? I can handle it financially. I can bring you into my house.
So how do we like I'm about, like, we can focus on the problem, but I'm about solutions. Like, how do we fix the system? How do we stop operating inside this system? Like, it has to become a point in time that our people got to start taking accountability for our own actions. Like, a lot of times, like, a lot of these women out here hurt. I told them the dudes that they chose, they already knew they weren't no good for them.
I agree indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you pick up and sell drugs, you know the risk behind it. You know what you jeopardizing at the end of the day. So I feel like we just got to get to a point as a people. We got to start taking more account. Like, the system, yeah, we know what the system is. Now we done evolved. We wiser now. So we know this pattern. My daddy was, my structure is set up like the same story for a lot of people in the hood. My daddy was a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in these same environments. Right. But I just had, you know what I'm saying, it was a choice inside of me. Like, I didn't want to be
I think you are influencing, like, we not.
Bro, I hung with something, like, when I was a little boy, I was around, like, some of these, like,
so tell me this,
some wild boys, bro.
Okay, so why'd you get it and your friends didn't?
Support.
And that's
what I think it is. A lot of times support.
Polygamy solves that issue.
You think so?
Yes.
I mean, if
this child ain't got support, but he will have support in a polygamous relationship. Like, you a single mama, you got a son who needs support. He's on this, and you know what, dude ain't really giving. The dude ain't finna play no daddy role to your child if you ain't giving him no pussy. Okay,
but so then it could be like, in a polygamous relationship, it might be like, one woman might feel like that's your child, and I don't want really. You raise him. You know what I'm saying?
That's the same thing with baby mamas and stepmamas. You know, that's the same. Like, a stepmama can come in and not really love your child.
I don't think we can just change human nature. I just think the person have to change it for themselves, bro. Like, that's what it comes down to. Like, my mom could have been like any of these other moms, but my mom just chose to stay the dude.
Your mama's situation wasn't the same. Like, to say that we don't all have the same mom because we don't all have the same situation, so we don't have the same thing like influencing it.
It's a lot of damaged individuals in this world.
To grow up in church, to keep it hot, to grow up in church. I mean, we talk about the church how we want to talk about the church, but to grow up in church, it does help you make sense of the struggle.
Give you a certain type of discipline.
Right, gives you a certain type of discipline while you're in the struggle. Right. So I can be living Section 8 in the projects, going to church, and because I'm going to church with like-minded people, I'm mentally more prepared for life, and I'm mentally better than somebody who's living right beside of me in the exact same situation, who wake up every Sunday and don't do nothing but watch cartoons because their mama not sending them to church. So they ain't gonna have that mind state.
So I'll pose a question. All right. So we see a lot of times, like in our community, we see a lot of damage going on in our community, and we just kind of ignore it a lot of times. Like, we don't, like, are we at fault as a people for not helping our brothers and sisters sometimes? Because a lot of times we see like messed up situations inside our community, but we as a people don't offer support to one another. Yeah. We just allow them to go through it more so than I need to help my brother and sister.
I feel like a lot of us don't help each other because we don't feel like we can help ourselves. Especially in the struggle. I mean, you see somebody struggling and like, you're like, man, we all out here struggling. Like, you see a homeless dude on the side of the street and you're like, I ain't got but $3. And he ain't got no dollars, but hell, I ain't got but $3. You ain't finna get my. I gotta feed my family. So our struggle becomes highlighted because it's our experience. So if we don't see ourselves in a place of prosperity, like if you don't see yourself in a place of prosperity, you don't see yourself in a position to be helping somebody else. Mm-hmm. If you think you struggling.
Question: What we at on time?
We there, but we at 8. But go ahead, bro.
No, let's roll on.
But yeah, so like, that's what I was gonna say. Like, far as the Nipsey situation, how do we go forward from here? What do we need to? That's what we started out the show with,
right?
You know, I feel like it was an unfortunate situation,
but it was purpose.
Things that happened, you know what I'm saying? It's a purpose behind it. So what, as a people, what do we need to learn from the situation? How do we grow from here? Like one of my things I was thinking about, like, this man was trying to save his community. Right. Mm-hmm. And the same people you trying to help came and took you out.
Right.
So do you still put your time and investment into your community, or Or is that just all part of just the sacrifice? That's the sacrifice, like.
What's community though?
Like I'm just saying, like his community, he grew up in Crenshaw. The dude that killed him is from this same community.
Right, I know. That's what that's our perception of community and
like
family.
I mean, it's like I say, our world is just what's around you, bro. Like we can't control every aspect of unless you get to that certain type of power. But you know what I'm saying, like just your immediate surroundings. You can be it spreads. If he's doing something, you doing something, I'm doing something. We working, you know what I'm saying, towards your goal. So, like, I'm just saying, like, where do we go from here? Like,
I don't think there's any way to fix haters.
It's not.
I don't think there's any way to fix negative energy. I mean, the battle is with principalities and energies. It's not really with flesh. So, like, you're always gonna have negative energy. You're always gonna have death. That's a part of life. You're always gonna have senseless killings. That's human nature. We've been killing each other senselessly since we've been on this earth.
Right.
I think it's all about how you look at it. Like BJ said, BJ mentioned that it was purposeful. Like a lot of people see the death as tragic. Mm-hmm. BJ sees it as purposeful because what happens after the death. You see,
I agree with him.
You see gangs putting their flags down for a moment. You see people coming out. You know what I'm saying? You see people actually coming out and trying to start businesses and promote their businesses because of this guy, because of this energy. So I think that's where we go with, like, just try not to get attached to anybody, but understand that the movement is generational. In order for us to come out of this hellhole that we in, like, people gonna have to die.
Can we focus on that as a good, take it from like you said, like BJ said, like, I was looking at it from a spiritual perspective too, because it made the world look at the state that we're in, and you had to reevaluate some things. Like, this was the same dude. Like, some people are fascinated with the gangster, gang life, you know what I mean? And then, you know what I'm saying, like Nipsey, he was like a hero for his community. And he was doing the right thing. And he was taken out. But then, with him being taken out, it's like it made people, like, reevaluate some things. Those gangsters, they had to start looking at some things.
But, and I guess the game catching up with you. You know what I'm saying? Right. You a gangster for a certain amount. And I think a lot of times, a lot of people are product of their environment. You grow up in the hood, like you... It's a means of survival at some point. Yeah. Then you make it out, but a lot of times you surviving that means of survival, it haunts you because you made enemies trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? So it haunts you. So then when you finally get on, you got an even bigger target on your back because when you were surviving, you made enemies. Now you own it, you trying to help people, but you might have made enemies while you was just out here trying to survive, but they don't care that you own now. You got a different mind state. They still hate you for whatever happened years ago, and they still got that jealousy for whatever happened to you years ago.
So another perspective, do you think it was worth it for Nipsey to put so much back into his community?
Yeah, that's kind of why I was wondering.
Like, is it worth, like, giving back? You know, I think it is, and I think it is because what Nipsey death taught me is that my life ain't mine. At the end of the day, it don't matter how good of a person I am. It don't matter how golden my life is. It don't matter how much I give back. My life ain't mine simply because somebody can take it.
And I agree.
Anybody can take it.
We still ain't finna send the fruits of.
Right. Send the fruits of what this death has done. All we know is the physical body of Nip ain't here no more. Like, his body, like his life ain't here no more. And but the spirit, bro, yeah. And at the end of the day, I'm a vessel.
Right.
And it takes a really deep sense of entitlement for me to say how long I'm supposed to be here as a vessel. And I ain't put myself here.
Right.
Like,
I ain't here.
Right. I ain't get the pit while I was here, and I don't get the pit when I leave. So at the end of the day, my life ain't really mine. It's a gift. And I don't even know how long I got it. So
while you're here, you better make it purposeful.
I better make it purposeful. So that when I do leave, the legacy will be left, and what's happening with Nip can happen.
That's what it's about.
So
I just think that he had a good, strong character. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if you feel like, oh, the community, blah, 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 you still just do your part. Long as you do your part, like, nobody on any blog or Instagram or whatever had anything negative to say about that man. You got to build a strong character for yourself. That's a positive character, like, where people know, you know what I'm saying, that was a good nigga right there.
Right.
Regardless. So that's something that you want to carry on. And, I mean, your community, shit gonna happen all the time.
Right.
But long as you do your part and you give back, I mean, hell, what can you really do? You done your part. Your character, your face still good. Even when it go, even when you go, it's still good.
True.
So that's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
totally
that's
agree.
very inspiring should be to anybody.
Indeed.
Totally agree.
Let us Nip's character shares inspire everybody, man. Nip's character and just the way he was you knew his agenda, but you knew his agenda was for the community. And you knew when he got on the mic, when he had an interview, you knew what he was gonna push, and you knew it was gonna be positive at the end of the day. Like,
right.
You had a lot of people. I was watching some interviews, and you had a lot of people trying to trip him up because he was a gangster, he was a rapper. So they didn't expect him to be intelligent, and they expected him to like go to some more ignorant shit. But like he had an agenda, and he knew every time that he was on the platform, every time he had a mic in his hand, he was speaking to his people, and he had to give his people food. Like he raps on beats, but those interviews, he was feeding us like for real, and he wasn't getting out of character. Regardless of the person who was viewing them, he was always gonna use that platform to build us up and make us a little more of a community. So I rock with that. That's our time, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. It's the first episode of Academy on Air. Yeah, man. You know, once again, we here just to inspire, motivate, and most importantly, show love, man. We'll be on air every Sunday at 7 p.m. I'm going to drop this on iTunes and Spotify on Wednesday.
Download the app.
Download the app, States Vegas. You can get on the Apple Store or the Google Store, Google Play Store, States Vegas. YouTube channel, Academy Music Group, YouTube channel. We're also posting on YouTube for the visual. Instagram, my Instagram _XIEVN. Everybody plug your Instagram. So
hey, Miss Lisha.
Plug your Instagram, Lisha.
Put your
Fetish Boss.
Fetish Boss.
And
where can they reach you at again?
They can reach me on Facebook at Lisha Gillon, or you can hit me up on Instagram at Fetish Boss, or my business page at Fetish Stylez Apparel.
Fetish Stylez, everybody.
Indeed, Fetish Stylez.
Honest.
Instagram, honest creator, honest_creator.
Oh, you gotta spell that out, bro.
Honest, honest is ANEST_creative.
My Instagram name is Big Baby Boom. It's on Instagram. Yeah, Instagram Big Baby Boom. BIGBABYBOONE. Any business trying to get in touch, just reach out.
Yeah, reach out to us, man. We on air every Sunday at 7 p.m. and we're trying to build a community, trying to get some local businesses in here to interview, give you some promo time, build a community. We out.
Peace.
No problem. I had a good time.
Man, for real, thank you, Lisha. I'm gonna need one more shirt. A shirt. That's got to be out.